we have Conqueror. Nothing has changed on Conqueror. He's a sitting duck in team fights. He will take hits left and right. His peel is kind of trash. When you have to fight against experienced players, they know exactly how to play against Conqueror, how to avoid his offense in team fights.
Conqueror. Now Conqueror, he's in a tricky spot in my opinion. I'm gonna put him in B tier, except those heavy attacks don't do that much damage, and I think he's just kind of boring to play. His full blocks also don't really work.
Conqueror. I can say a lot about this hero, and I think a majority of it will be negative. Conqueror is a hero that is pretty flawed down to his core, and the Punk's kit absolutely blows dick, and there's just nothing good about it.
Warden is getting his 80-second buff of the week. Sohai has finally become playable, and all of the overtuned heroes are finally getting their well-deserved nerfs. And yet here you still are, Conqueror, at the bottom of everyone's tier list, lacking basic fundamentals in your kit, with gameplay about as entertaining as watching paint dry, and really without any identity that sets you apart from all of the other heroes. Conqueror, you don't even get a name, just a purpose. Yeah, you saw the thumbnail, you read the title, and you saw the 40-second intro. You probably understand what's going on by now. And it's not like this is the most, controversial take to have at the moment. And look, man, I really wish I was just following the popular opinion of the masses, and that maybe there wasn't even just a shred of truth to it all. But I have gone through too much suffering these last couple of months repping up this hero to think otherwise.
I'm coming to help you.
Uh-oh. Did he just garbage me out of a line? They're not gonna give me revenge, but I don't care. Never mind, he just gave me an accident.
Aw.
He's gonna run away from me.
Put him in the... Oh, I'm in... Okay.
I hate my game. I hate this game so much.
Damn.
I missed the heavy parry. Yeah, they're just babysitting me. Aw. Ring the bell. I got revenge! I killed one.
Excuse me.
I need help!
Oh, Lawbringer, go help! Don't stare at me, I just won! Go! Oh, wait, he dropped the bridge, fuck.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, help!
No confirm.
What?
Yeah, they're gonna babysit me now. Oh shit.
Damn it.
They revived right in front of me. Oh, and I threw a bomb, I'm dead.
Okay, sorry about that, I am back.
Aerosol, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm going to C.
I tried to interrupt him. Yeah, he lied about me, but I was in third hit stun, so I didn't do anything. They're babysitting me so hard. Like, what are you guys doing? I'm dead. Never mind. They don't have a gank, and then they just kept hitting me, so I died.
External, thank God I missed.
Oh.
I couldn't peel in time.
Fine.
Let me stay alive. I'm coming up.
I've had so many bombs thrown at me this match! Oh, I'm dead. I have vengeful barrier. Are you serious? I externaled him with a heavy and I hit the wall behind me. How does my hitbox even hit that? And those are just all the clips that fit easily within the time frame of this song lasting. Trust me, there's gonna be plenty more suffering to spare later. And I may have just put together a montage of me baby raging, but I assure you, I know you can have fun with this hero. I'm not saying you can't, that's not what I'm saying.
Damn, how hard are they cracking down on immigration?
Oh my god, dude, Eli, turn off the voice change. That's the Iranian. No, that's the Iraqi flag on his shoulder.
I think Dominic said, play another brawl.
Wait, I think Dominic said, Evan has to look at his settings.
Wait, what's that, Dominic? Find new opponents. Why, yes, Dominic. Thank you, otherwise, Dominic.
I think Dominic says Eli is bitless.
I think Dominic said, just one more, just one more.
I think Dominic said Eli must be hung by the extension cord of his controller.
No, I never said that. That must be imposter Dominic.
My evil twin brother. Double foot?
Double double knee and double foot.
Can Elden Ring just come out?
I'm tired, boss.
Eli, no one's playing this shit game out, please.
No! You were saying!
No! I don't want to play Brawl! Why? Why would you do that? Oh, they're confirming. Oh, I didn't parry that.
Am I?
Oh, and then I have to interrupt hyper armor. Oh my god! Wait, I got vengeful barrier bug. That might kill her. Yeah, vengeful barrier bug. No frame advantage for me. He's gonna longbow me. Yep, I just saw him do the animation. Haha. Oh no! Oh, I'm dead as hell.
Yeah, but there's no enemies near us, that's what I was saying.
Is that us? That's not us.
That hurt.
She's still dead, she's still dead.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna go heal on 1 HP.
Yeah, same. That was like Al Qaeda, bro.
I welcome you all to yet another episode of the acclaimed series, Conversations That Won't Look Good at the Pearly Gates of Heaven.
Like violent
EDP would be a
criminals.
Shinobi main for sure. I don't doubt that for a second. I know he would have made Shinobi. Fat, unemployed, and a
Either that
definitely made
or
Shinobi.
The quality and cohesion of the jokes in this video go down drastically from this point forward. You have been warned.
I'm rubbing peanut butter on my
Thank you, Eli.
The alien is trying to communicate with me.
Wait, what's that alien?
I'm rubbing peanut butter on
I could never get off of his fat dick.
I was harmonized. Wow.
He's gonna run away from me and I can't do anything?
I'll be back.
Never mind. He's 1 HP! Okay, I killed him with my bash. Oh my god, thank you! Thank you for the longbow. Oh my gosh, my teammates, I actually don't hate them anymore. I love them so much. I'll kiss them. I'll make babies with them.
Malcolm X.
What's more important, ball circumference or shaft size? Okay.
There's
Ah, Blackfoot. One of my brothers. Against the white man.
Are they hot?
yeah. See, if they're not, then you know we unite and just go and fight them. But if they are, then we might have to just assimilate. As long as some sort of uniting happens.
What if there's no unity?
How about
Yeah.
I unite you with a job application, huh? It's a really white warmonger.
So white, she's gonna go to Applebee's.
So white's got a way better credit score than me.
So white that her theme song is Thunder. Thunder.
Yeah,
Thunder.
that.
Okay, that's enough fun. Can't be having that in a For Honor video. Now, let's get to the part where I bitch and complain like a little girl. I would like to consider myself somewhat of an optimist, as much as you can be with this godforsaken game. But you can only go so far with a character whose gameplay loop is entirely just, like, taking all your money and going to the casino.
I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning.
Wow, I just shot this emoji.
Okay, I realize now that basically every hero in this game can be boiled down to that. Here, let me explain it better to you. If the enemy doesn't want you to have fun, you're not going to have fun.
Questioning if I'm even blocking.
Oh my god. They're just rolling away from me and I'm Conqueror. Oh, your friend's axe hit you. Oh, I didn't want to guard break him. I wanted to bash him. And then I got emoted on.
And Conqueror has got to be the most infuriating hero to play. Like, even when I win, I don't feel good.
That's one dead. Yeah, fuck pirate. Oh, are you scared? Are you scared? You guys a little scared of a Conqueror with revenge? No, go ahead, roll away. Oh, someone's a little scared of a Conqueror with revenge. Get out of here, pussy.
Wait, Conqueror. Goodbye. Or
That's not
What?
that's not how you run away from Conqueror. If he light spams you, he can just keep doing it and he tracks.
okay.
That was deserved. What? How did I not on guard that? Thank you, like.
What am I doing?
That's Young June dead. They're just running away from me.
Yo, back up.
Our Shaban's coming to you.
I'm gonna go emo spam on that Kyoshin for running away from me. Yeah, screw you, kid. Now, up until this point, all of my complaining has literally just been me seething and raging. But I think now is the best time where we actually bring up the fundamental problems with Conqueror's kit. And maybe even ways how to improve it. Now, do bear with me because I'm just a, random YouTube shooter. So if the things I say sound batshit insane, just remember that this is who you're disagreeing with. Now, through my almost 10 reps of Conqueror, in my personal opinion, his main 3 big problems are 1. He's boring as hell. 2. He sucks balls. And 3. He's lower on the dick size tier list than I thought he would be. Now, you can say whatever you want about my opinion on the 3rd one, but those first 2 are definitely objective, not even an opinion. So how about we just go elaborate on those real quick. Now, if you have more than like 30 minutes on Conqueror, I don't think you're going to be disagreeing with that first one. And if you do, I have all the evidence right here. As we can see right here, Conqueror has no identity. And what that means is that think about all the things Conqueror does. Think about his playstyle. Think about the things he's good at. Stuff like that. Well, you might say he has defensive recoveries that help him heal for himself during team fights. Yeah, you're right about that. That you are. Hey, you're letting your mind wander. Don't do that. Well, you might say, he's a heavy and he has a large health pool, so he's really good at stalling out points, right? No, come on. You're doing it again. Okay, stay with me. Okay, well, at the very least, you might say, he does have infinite unblockable spam. That is true, yeah. Stop, I said stop! Basically everything that Conk was known for in the past has had that niche taken over by another hero, and they just do it way better with way less weaknesses. This is more just a symptom of like power creep in general, but the reason why this is a really big problem for Conqueror is because he's just way too archaic. And I mean that in 2 ways. First, pressing the heavy button over and over is just not an engaging moveset at all. And secondly, Conk's kit was made purposely to be weak in certain areas so that he could be strong in others. He was meant to be a specialist, not a generalist, you know? Characters and reworks just come out way too safe nowadays. But Conqueror is just not like them. There are so many characters that have defensive recovery cancels that give way more damage, way more safe to do, and are overall more applicable than Conquerors. If you want to be a defensive powerhouse, just play Varangian Guard or Black Prior or like So High with tier 2. And if you want unblockable spam, well guess who just got reworked recently and has the exact same thing that Conqueror has. Now it's perfectly fine for 2 heroes to like coexist in the exact same niche, okay? That happens a lot in this game. But usually between these 2 really similar heroes, you still have a reason to pick one over the other in certain situations and vice versa, you know? But this is the perfect shoehorn segue into the second point, and that's that Conqueror just sucks so bad that there's literally no incentive to pick him over any other hero. Now, we talked about the very few things that Conqueror's, somewhat adequate at. Now, let's get to the parts that I really want to talk about because I want to complain to people on the internet. So we know that Conqueror's field is already being absorbed by multiple other heroes. And like I said, that's perfectly fine in most cases. But just think about what you're giving up when you pick Conk over all the other heroes that perform the exact same jobs that he does. When you pick Conqueror over those heroes, you lose damage, you lose peels, you lose team fight ability, you lose good feats, you lose good clear, you lose utility, you lose an adequate role catcher, like a fundamental part of every hero's kit. And you're trading all of that for an admittedly somewhat okay dueling ability, which is not a fair trade when you realize that heroes like Varangian Guard and Black Prior are extremely good duelists, and they also have all of the things that Conqueror is already strong at. So why don't we mercifully put down 2 decrepit birds with the same stone? Yes, that's right, now it's time for my dog shit opinion. So me, personally, what would I like to see in a Conqueror rework? First, let's get the obvious out of the way. It is year 9, and still no role catcher for Conqueror. Just do what you do with Lawbringer and like slap ice skates on his feet. Now let's get to my more controversial opinions. Now, in a Conk rework, I want them to really lean heavily into that defensive powerhouse kind of playstyle. Make him a true staller and anti-ganker. Because when I look at Conqueror, I mean, look at this guy. His head looks like a castle. And now here comes a proposition that might sound completely stupid. But personally, I think Conqueror should be able to dodge out of his full guard. Now, this would essentially give him like a pseudo dodge recovery, which sounds like a really bad idea because we've already been dealing with the repercussions of dodge recoveries for like 3 years now. But as long as there's like a 100 or 200 ms delay between entering full guard and then being able to dodge out of it, I think it might be relatively okay. People who are way more educated about frame data and this game could probably, argue in the comments about that. But this would kind of make him strong in the vein of anti-ganking, kind of like how Jeongjun is, where he has a lot of defensive options, but at the same time, there's a very glaring weakness in that that he's going to be very guard break vulnerable. Now again, I'm no professional, so maybe that's a really stupid idea. But another change I think most people agree with is that we need to up the damage on his riposte. If you block something in full guard and then you press light attack, you get 12 damage. You press heavy, you get 13. But if we're gonna keep the damage low on his chain heavies, which they probably should because it's infinite unblockable spam, then there should at least be some sort of real punishment for getting caught by Conqueror's full guard. And since we're on the topic of chain pressure, I feel like Conk's mid-chain bash could be reworked to be some sort of unreactable bash so that you have more to worry about than just staring at the Conqueror, waiting for him to turn a different color of orange in a different part of his body, and then reacting accordingly. With how low his damage is off of his bashes, I feel like an unreactable mid-chain bash would be perfectly fine to have if he's only getting 13 or 12 damage off of it. Although this idea I'm not entirely too sure about, because with his recoveries he'd be able to catch any dodge attacks, and if you were to make the wrong read and dodge when he threw a heavy, then you'd be eating 22 damage. I'm not entirely sure what you should do with his mid-chain. I feel like that needs an entire rework beyond just adding a move or making one move faster or stronger or whatever, and that is entirely beyond the scope of my expertise. But the final thing I would want to touch up in a Conqueror rework are his feats. Tier 2 and Tier 4 are kind of okay, but Tier 1 and Tier 3 are just the absolute worst selections you could possibly have for Conqueror. You literally can't use punch through on anything other than his for neutral heavies. And for Tier 1, body count doesn't really make sense because while Conqueror has some pretty okay clear, he wasn't really meant to be able to rotate around quickly, and so going to the mid lane to clear it and then coming back to your home point to stall just wouldn't be very feasible. Speed revive I feel like can stay because he does have the ability to have a support build with his heavy perks, but I feel like in the Tier 1 section, Rush and Bounty Hunter could replace the other two feats, and Punch Through and Heal on block need to go entirely since they are almost entirely useless. And instead maybe something like Second Wind, and maybe if they're willing to reuse feats from other knights, Boleadoras could go into the slot. That's about all I would realistically want from a Conqueror rework. I don't want him to be insane like any of these, past couple of reworks have been, and this would leave him in a pretty decent state. It would just cover up most of the weaknesses he had that were completely redundant. And yeah, that was the steaming pile of garbage that was my opinion. This is a public forum, you're welcome to disagree with me, but I will throw tomatoes at you. And that's about all I've got so far as For Honor content for today. Really quick, I have 3 things to talk about before I end the video. First, school is over, so you can expect more videos in the coming months. Yay, yippee. 2, we have a Discord now. I've never ran a Discord before, but I'm gonna try my best. And third, I've streamed before, but I kind of stopped after a while because I'm so busy with everything else in my life. But I'm planning on starting that up again. By the time this video comes out, I'll probably have a live stream scheduled on my YouTube channel, and you can see it there. But yeah, I just want to make that quick. That's the end of the video. Au revoir, mis petits pois, arrivederci, amici miei, and goodbye. Roll the outro clip.
Duke does not laugh at Duke can never laugh at me, bruh. After all me and Duke been through, I wouldn't even know.
I don't know what he's talking about, bro. I don't.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about, baby.
I have no clue. The most I talked to him
exactly
was yesterday.
What I'm talking about, baby.
Still didn't talk that much.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, baby.
You should elaborate, Ty.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about that long, hard Johnson.